JAMESCOLEMAN.
Gotcha. And it's Doctor.
Doctor.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the pastor?
I'm the pastor here at Providence Transformation Church International, and also the vice president of the Lynchburg Voters League.
Gotcha. So yeah, help me understand, I guess, what was the inspiration that made you guys want to, was it just what you heard from people about the potential for intimidation or fear at the polls that?
Absolutely. We've been hearing some unreadiness amongst voters, apprehension around the voting process this year for a number of reasons. And so we thought that it would be good to get together on Halloween Day to suggest that people ought not be afraid. Don't be scared to get out and exercise your most basic human right, and that is the right to share your voice with your vote.
Right. And so talk about, you just mentioned a few specific instances, but one of those was that you had heard that someone was planning to park a car across the street.
We've been hearing of the possibilities of people within their Second Amendment rights and other statutes that will allow them to do so, to actually maybe even have weapons that are properly licensed in the view of voters from the appropriate distance, and that could potentially be intimidating. And if people keep hearing stuff like that, it may want them to say, I'm just going to sit this election out. You can't sit this election out. Young millennials, you can't sit it out. Older folk, you can't sit it out. And you know why? We worked too hard to get the right to vote. And now we must persevere and remember those who had to go through far worse to go to the polls and vote. And for that, we're forever grateful.
Right. And you also mentioned that some people were apprehensive to put signs out in their yard.
Absolutely. This has been such a contentious election that people are fearful of in a number of things. Fearful of losing their jobs around who they support, fearful of something that may be done to them or their families because they are bold enough to stand up for whomever they choose. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm telling you to have the courage, to have the guts to get out and vote and know that you're going to be all right.
Right. And so you said that you've been training people, the Voters League has been training people to be at the polls, to make sure that, to try to de-escalate some of this stuff, and maybe talk about what that would look like.
What we're trying to do is to, first of all, execute our Souls to the Poll campaign, which we got to do it. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 is in jeopardy. People who have been given their rights restored by the governor need to be able to know that they can get out there and vote, that their vote is going to count, because there's been so many problems with people having the right being taken away. Now they got it, cannot really vote. We are getting out to get people to the polls. Once they get there, we're going to have persons there to encourage them, support them within the laws, and to let them know you can do this, you're going to be all right. Go in there and cast your vote, come out and go about your business and be the good citizen that you're supposed to be.
Right. And in terms of just de-escalating instances of if there's anyone that appears to be intimidating someone, what would that look like?
There will be officials from the electoral board that will handle all of that. Mm-hmm. All we would have to do is Voters League or others is to refer them to those officials who have been appropriately trained along with the training that we've had, and they will deal with it and deal with it accordingly. And so we want to encourage persons, if they see anything on election day, to make that known to the appropriate elected officials. Our job is to get the people out to the polls. So we are giving transportation on that day to get people to those polls. We are doing whatever we need to do to flush out people, to get out in those neighborhoods and get them to the polls. And when they get there, to make sure they have a good experience and go back home and continue to enjoy their basic rights as citizens.
Right. And you said you've been going out to colleges?
We've been going everywhere up until the registration deadline to register people on the college campuses, to get people excited about voting. There's a lot to vote about this time. Trust me. Anything that you are concerned with is on the ballot in one of those names. Cast your vote, and we're going to continue to work hard. It's the most basic democracy right that we have. Right. It's that right to vote. And we also are going to be hoping that everybody out in the media will be well also as you seek to cover what ought to be a very interesting day.
Right. And so just in terms of like people who want to take advantage of the transportation you're offering, where exactly is that going to be?
Yes, you can call this number, 847-7776, and that will get you to Shirley, who is with the Lynchburg Voters League, and you will tell her your name, address, and where you are, and the Lynchburg Voters League will make sure that you get a ride to go and vote and to bring you back. And we're encouraging, as churches all over the city are encouraging their people to use their cars and their vans and their influence to mobilize people to come out and vote on election day on November 8th.
Very cool. And I mean, are the people that you have had trained so far, you said you've had like 50 people? That,
Right.
I guess the enthusiasm is pretty high back there.
There is a high enthusiasm of readiness
Yeah.
to get out there and participate in this exciting day. We've lost a lot of people in our community over the last 4 or 5 years, and we're seeing the sons of people who are now going on really step up to the plate and get out there. And so we're excited. We just want to make sure that the people out in the public are excited, that the young people are so excited, that the older people are excited, everybody of every race. We're not determining who you vote for, but get out there on November the 8th and vote. And on Halloween Day, we want to let you know, no reason to be scared. We got it. Go vote.
Perfect. I think that's great. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Come on.